Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the Scouring demo. Today's video is going to be 4 versus 4 game, and on my team it's going to be me, the Perfect Gamer, and a numbers guy, and then Drow 2000, and another guy with numbers. Pretty much the guys with the numbers are Chinese players. I guess we just like heavy numbers in their name instead of Latin letters. Anyways, the enemy team is Wah, Ace, the Hoffman 4, and Almanov SS. Pretty much I start on the bottom here as yellow, and I do the basically archer build once more, because this map is more not as good for warriors. For upgraded archers are more useful in the later part of the game than leveled up warriors or swordsmen. So that's why I usually just make archers here. And anyways, next player is a red Chinese player. But right next to him is a purple Chinese player. And then up here is Drow 2000. Then on the enemy team, the black player is the Hoffman 4. The blue player is Wah. And then white player is Almanov SS. And the last orange player is Ace. So we can see everyone's pretty much building their buildings at different times. Some a bit faster, like me, and some a bit slower. But we still managed to actually make buildings. Oh, and I guess Chinese player forgot to make some farms. But this Chinese player is, I guess, still pretty good. Knows the basics. And this player is, I guess, alright, but I guess he could have made a few more buildings, but he made a few more peasants instead. This player is making warriors. And the blue's just checking to level 2 town hall right away. It's probably he's gonna be making cavaliers or something. Then blue's making archers. The black player is also making archers, but not as fast as the blue player. I'm pretty much just farming these wolves here by leaving my archers on top of this barracks. And you want to build your barracks a bit far away, so by the time the wolves get hurt, they don't feel like fighting, they can run away. They have an opportunity to run, so you won't be able to clear them right away. So you have an opportunity to kill more wolves, because more of them will spawn. I guess the Chinese player wanted to send out a scouting party, but I wasn't really sure what that was about. And here I just put my archers on hold command, so they to run after these wolves. And I just try to kill the wolves that I can, but trying to leave at least one. And over here in the middle, you can see this raiding party, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, and purple, I guess, skipped making units as well, just like the white player. He just went straight into trying to make them cavaliers and launchers, pretty much. And here we can see a good, most of my archers are level 2 now, because I've been just farming the XP from killing the wolves from the bottom here. And by the time you kill most of the wolves and leave just one, you can rotate up here and try to shoot more wolves. So your units are always busy. You're not just sitting in your base and just doing nothing. Because XP is very important. Probably even more important than gold and wood. Because you can only get XP by actually fighting enemy units. And if you clear out all these wolf dens, then there's no other way to get XP except by fighting your enemy on the other side of a map here. And I just like to just leave a few archers here, so this wolf den can get the right amount of time to respawn more wolves. I guess white player is clearing stuff. Black is farming some wolves. He's actually microing his units, but he unfortunately lost one swordsman. Then blue is doing the sit in your base strategy. You can see he's not really getting much XP, because most of his archers are level 1. And I guess orange is getting some XP, but he did kill both his wolf den, so you can only get XP by killing skeletons now. Here, unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, because I was trying to micro my archers here, so that I lose a swordsman. And I accidentally killed his wolf den as well. But I just make a few farms here, so for the next time there is nighttime, zombies won't spawn here because my peasants will give enough vision in this forest. And then after I get about 20 archers, I then shift to trying to make stables. I think I put it right here. And then I just try to mass produce all the cavaliers. This purple has autumn launchers. And then teal has some swordsmen. He's probably going to be making more cavaliers also. I just go to the middle like usual to try and capture this outpost. So the enemy is going to have to waste their time a little bit by taking this tower or continuing forward and taking this. So this makes sure that we get some time before we get annihilated. Then over here, the Chinese players' warriors get found. You're just sitting here. And now, well, the enemies have a bit too big amount of armies here, so now all these warriors are just gonna die. And the enemy team has very, I guess, mixed army base. The one player is making out a swordsman with shields. Then one player is making out of archers. And then the other one making out of cavaliers. So, a very even composition. And I guess black sending some archers as well. Yes, black also make a stables, so he's ready to make cavaliers. Then blue's gonna be making a muncher cave as well. And in the middle, I see this army. And then on top of that, I see these shielded warriors, so I decide to run away instead of losing my whole archer army. And I was thinking this was going to be a barracks, so I was waiting here to try and go up here, but this turned out to be a smithy, so I retreated back to this tower or outpost to try and slow down their push. But I guess this building did give us a little bit of time before they had to continue on here. Then I see these shooted warriors again, so I know I'm just going to lose all these archers if they stay here, so I decide to retreat back to my base here. Now, for some reason, the white player decides to go home instead of helping his teammates, so this sort of push is a bit weaker now than it could have been.
Our fort is being captured.
And then here I typed Bang Wo, which basically translates to help me in Chinese. So I tried to type something that would maybe tell the Chinese players to help me out. But pretty much I did clear most of this by myself, by just using my cavaliers in a good way to kill the shielded warriors. Some archers wouldn't be shooting at the shielded warriors. You would have free reign on these archers. But then everyone pretty much came to help me anyways. And the sort of push didn't achieve much. But I guess the enemy probably didn't want these warriors or archers for some reason. So I guess they maybe traded them to have more food or supply for more munchers and cavaliers that they're going to be mass producing now.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, pretty much every player on the enemy team has or munchers or cavaliers. And it's not going to be easy to fight them if every single player has these good units. Here there were some swordsmen, and I guess purple thought that raging archers actually makes them do more damage, but they don't do more damage, so those are a bit of a waste of mana, but I guess just not a clear way to find out what rage does, so I guess it's fine. And pretty much we just take this tower again. And we pretty much try to take the middle tower for the same type of idea, pretty much. So if we take this tower, it will delay the enemy from just blasting their way through this land bridge and then just rushing us and killing our bases. Pretty much just slowing down their push. And then I only made 2 barracks, so my production is a little slow, but I wanted to actually have some kind of gold bank. So for later part of the game, I'll maybe be allowed to get some potions for my cavaliers, which would help a lot in making them stay alive for longer.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
And I guess out of everyone on my team, the right Chinese player was, I guess, struggling a little bit with the skeletons. And I guess the basic production of more workers, because he just has like a few. And I guess not that many units. It's probably new to the game, but I guess there's only one way to learn, and that's the hard way. By losing all the stuff to skeletons. On here, I was trying to make a little barricade so the wolves wouldn't go in here and then eat my peasants, but I left that cavalier a little bit for too long, and unfortunately all the wolves died here and no more will spawn anymore, so I can only kill wolves for some XP and gold.
Our forces are under attack.
So pretty much all the wolf dens are dead. And the only XP you can get is by killing skeletons or enemy units.
Our forces are under attack.
I finally make the church and start getting the cure ability. That's gonna improve the survival of my cavaliers.
Job's done.
And now I guess the enemy decides to attack this giant force of units here of just pure cavaliers and munchers.
Research complete.
We don't really have much here to defend with.
Research complete. Job's done.
I guess we are just sending single units to scout what's over here. And I guess the enemy team was actually active in communicating with each other, so it's always good to communicate and fight together. And I tell my heal teammate to make a church and get a heal ability, because I saw I didn't have any heal or cure. But the enemy decides to attack here. And purple and teal are holding him off here for a little bit. Then I tried to heal my allies, purple munchers. They kind of look the same with the blue angry munchers. And then we see that there's just too much stuff here. So I decide to run away with the rest of my marchers. And I'll leave some archers here to chip some damage from these units. And all of these archers are level 3. Or mostly level 3. And they're upgraded archers with attack damage. So they actually do a lot of damage to level 1 cavaliers and munchers. Just like I explained before, The enemy is less likely to continue attacking. If there's this tower, it's going to be shooting at their reinforcements. So they didn't feel like going through here as well. Even though they could have, I guess. Just ran through here and then right into someone's base. And we wouldn't be able to do much if they did that. And so I pretty much maybe lose a few cavaliers, but I do manage to somewhat hold this position for now. Then the red Chinese player is actually making a muncher cave, so in the future he'll probably make some munchers, which will be very helpful.
Our allies are under attack.
Here they decide to attack again, but then I see shielded warriors. And I know that my archers are just gonna die, so I decide to run away. Because I would expect like archers or cannons to go help these warriors, but I could have actually sniped these warriors one by one as they tried to climb up here, but I didn't know that they would only have munchers and cavaliers, so I decided to retreat.
Our fort is being captured.
And I knew if I stayed here, then I would be dead as well. Because I can't fight 4 players by myself pretty much. So I decided to go back to my base. And then wait to see pretty much which base they would attack. So I would assist, or if they would attack my base, then my teammates would help me. And then the teal player was pretty much giving up, I guess. But then I told him to fight to the last. Because if he surrenders now, then they're just going to move on to purple. And then the game's just going to end way too quickly. And so pretty much I go up here, trying to help, trying to save teal. But I guess purple was a little afraid to go by himself. But I just tried to move in and kill black's units here as best I can. And then try to push all of these other units away. And then orange is fighting here. And red can't really help much. But then orange decides to, I guess, attack purple here instead of going into red space. And that's gonna leave him outnumbered. Means that he's just gonna run away instead of deciding to lose his whole army here. And after we see that orange is running away, we try to go up here and finish off this army of white and blue. But even with raged munchers, still able to beat the blue. This purple is also helping me by raging my cavaliers as well. And so pretty much teal is still alive, but he has no barracks. You need about 400 wood to actually make another one. There's no more wood that's close to his base. He has to actually run to the front here to get some wood. So it's going to be a bit or a while until we can get some units on the field. Out here I told Teal to take his cannons off of buildings here. So in case skeletons will be going here, he would blast right into my cavaliers, into his farmers, so it's not really helpful as we can see here. And just a few cavaliers around his base should be able to protect them effectively. And I guess purple is just trying to get some XP, some gold, which is a good idea. I was trying to do the same thing here. And then red actually starting to have a good amount of munchers now, which is good.
Our forces are under attack.
And I guess I pretty much bought all the potions for my main group of cavaliers here. Has most of that XP and levels. And then this is my second control group of cavaliers that are all pretty much level 1. They're very weak. But I also have about a 20 unit group of archers here. And most of them are level 3. And they're upgraded, which means they actually do about the same amount of damage as an actual cavalier. So leveled up archers are really good DPS because they can shoot through your units. You don't have to actually be making a battle line. They can just shoot behind your units. That said, we have more leveled army. We have an actual chance to maybe still win, even though this player doesn't have really much units. But we can see it once again. Wow, such a huge army here with just munchers and cavaliers. And blacks coming as well. They're just spamming out huge armies of big units. And then once again, I can't fight alone here, so I try to run it back here to maybe hold them at my base. And if they don't come here, then I will try to go behind and surround them with my allies. And here the black player gets baited in here. Get a nice surround them from all sides. Then my archers actually doing all the work because they can attack from anywhere here. But his cavaliers have to actually be touching my units to attack. And so pretty much I just annihilate this whole army by losing barely anything. But at the same time, few players just getting murdered. And he can't really do much to defend himself. But he could have actually maybe taken some peasants away, but now his peasants are dead and there's no way for him to rebuild anymore. But by now I'm able to come to the north here, try to fight this whole army. So I just make a battle line of cavaliers. Then I just have a lot of archers that are just doing a lot of damage to all these units. And so pretty much we're able to just clean up this whole army. And I pretty much barely lose any units once again. But now I see the blue player. It's actually rushing my base. And then I have to quickly select my workers to try and hide them on a high ground. So I can actually have a food economy left when I can return them back to work. Then Drell is laughing here, because all he has left is just a single smithy. And I guess not that many resources. So he can't really do much at this point. But then purple actually comes and helps me out. We're able to clear the rest of these munchers out of my base. Then I was thinking of moving to the middle to regroup here. That's why I send my archers here. And then I type Gong Ji, which I guess translates to attack in Chinese, which should be able to help tell my teammates that are 2 Chinese players here to actually help me attack. Here my archers get caught and I lose a few of them, but when an enemy sees my cavalry army, they decide to run. And now my food is back online. Means my army can finally move effectively on the field.
Our forces are under attack.
And then orange tries to run through here, trying to run through my archers, but it's not really working, because the more he runs into my archers, the more he gets surrounded by my units, which means he's just gonna get annihilated even faster. Here we just slaughtered orange's army. Now I decide to just keep pushing. And now blue and black are next, and we can see here blue tried to move in to my archers, but you got entirely surrounded. And if you're surrounded, then you will definitely die very quickly. And then I type no mercy, because we must get our revenge, because teal got pretty much annihilated. So we are not going to be stopping now until the enemy pays for what they did. But the teal player, even though he doesn't have much left, he is actually being helpful, making cannons that he can use to bombard the enemy. And then here I tried to make a battle line right here to try and fight them properly, but my cavaliers are derping out a little bit. Then I managed to make a battle line here. Then purple and red decide to go here into the cannons, so they're going to be losing a lot of their units. But here I'm pretty much just fighting alone against black, white, and blue. And my units are just elite and too high leveled, so they just cut through this army like a knife through butter. And on top here, you can see they only destroyed 1 barracks of cannons, then another barracks of cannons. But then they lost most of their munchers here, so wasn't really effective. But here we pretty much cleaned up the rest of their big army. And we're just going to be cleaning them up, the archers. And the cavaliers just taking all the fire from the enemy archers. And then the white player says, "What the hell? Why are you in such a hurry?" I guess telling to us. And I said, die Russian.
Research complete.
And then I see that blue surrendered, so just gonna no point in destroying these buildings. So I just move my units into black space to try and kill him next. Then white player surrenders. I guess red loses the rest of the munchers that he had here. And purple has just a few munchers left.
Our forces are under attack.
And then the onslaught of my units is here. Just non-stop fighting. And I just click this castle to try and kill it faster, so I lose less archers. And now it's pretty much over. There's just a few units left for orange and black. And so they decide to surrender. And pretty much this is the end of the game. So let's see the results. You can see I mined pretty much the same as everyone else, maybe a little bit less. But I was able to have a lot of kills because I didn't lose all my armies like the enemy team. So it's very important to not throw away your army unless you can cripple your enemy by killing a lot of their workers or their production. And if you don't do that, then you're just going to be feeding a lot of XP to your enemy army. And then it's going to be a very hard time for you to have a comeback because all your units are going to be losing very easily to their high level units. Anyways, if you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want to see more videos on the Scouring demo, you can subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.